Hey guys, Matthew, and welcome to episode number 8 of the Casual Exile series. Today I want to talk about a money-making method that is perfect for the people who play the game very little or who just don't know how to start at making currency, or even people who start the league late. Now, the comment that I see probably the most in any of my videos really that are in regards to making currency is the fact that people are like, oh, so you need money to make money. If I don't have the initial currency, what can I do? Well, this video is for you. If you're somebody who struggles at making early game currency or even like just early currency to get the ball rolling to start being able to afford those higher tier crafting or other methods that require a little bit more, this method is literally perfect because you can basically go from scraps to multiple exalts in a very, very short amount of time. So let's get right into it. I want to talk about faded uniques. Faded uniques are basically prophecies. I've linked all of that. As always, the text version of the document is going to be in the description with some examples and all that. But essentially what faded uniques are a unique item that you are able to fate or upgrade into its upgraded version via a prophecy. So the way that you see it on the website, you basically have, on the PoE wiki, you have the initial item upgraded by the prophecy will give you the upgraded item, right? The difference between the cost of the base plus the prophecy versus the cost of what you're selling the end in like final item for is your profit. So I wrote a few examples here with some links to, show proof for the people who wanted to see. Now, these are just examples. You could pretty much do it with every single one of these every single one of these faded uniques. Some are going to be better than others, but I'm not going to type in every single one that are good or bad, not just because I don't want to, but also because it is very meta dependent. For example, last league, Ironheart was amazing. Now, is it still amazing? I don't know. But I digress. There's a few examples. So for example, I took the Hyri's Bite Quiver, 1 Chaos. Now that's actually a lot. You could pay 1 Alchemy for it even. The Dishonorable Death Prophecy, 10 Chaos. You get the Hyri's Demise, 30 Chaos. You basically just made 20 Chaos out of thin air. All you have to do is buy a prophecy, buy a base item, and sell the end result. And yes, they do sell very quickly, especially in this case, because Hyri's Bite, people are always vowing to try to get +1 arrow or +1 chain and all that for very endgame quivers. So it might not be the same for every single one of these items. Obviously, some are going to work better than others, like I said at the start of the video. But here's an example, okay? Here's an example. The Dancing Dervish, pretty regular sword, nothing crazy. You can see very, very cheap. An alchemy, maybe a chaos, whatever, right? Very cheap. Next, we have the Dance of Steel Prophecy, also very cheap. A chaos, literally a chaos. And finally, we have the end result, the Dancing Duo. 6 chaos, 7 chaos, 8 chaos, 9 chaos, 10 chaos, whatever, right? So that's basically free. That's basically free, and that's going to give you an item that's worth probably anywhere between 8 and 10 chaos. 800% profit on your 1 chaos investment. But it doesn't stop there. Just like the commercials, it doesn't stop there. It gets even better than that. One thing that's a little bit hidden, I guess, is that the roles that stay, the roles that are basically on the base unique and on the upgraded uniques that stay the same, actually stay the same. So I put a little bit of a visual example here. If we take the Hyri's Bite, right? It's got strength, dex, intelligence, attack speed, cold damage, blah, 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 right? It's got all these stats, and the Hyri's Ire has all of these stats. Well, if we compare the two, you'll see that all of these base stats go away for all attributes. But the attack speed, which is 7 and 10, is actually the exact same on both. Meanwhile, the life gain is also the same on both, 2 to 3. What that means is that if I get a Hyri's Bite with a good attack speed roll and a good life gain roll, and I upgrade it, it's going to follow along, okay? So here's going to be the same example that I just used when talking about this Dancing Dervish, which we said was already pretty decent, right? Well, on this item, the unfaded version has 160 fizz and 30% attack speed. The rest are not rolls that actually have any ranges. And on the upgraded version, guess what? It's still the same, 160 and 30%. Now, this is not going to be the best example in the world, but I just wanted to keep the same example from the upgraded to the better rolls, okay? So what I did is I made a filter with these better rolls. This is how you would do that. The attack speed is a local mod and the increased physical damage. You could do this with any unique in the game, just add in whatever filters, right? And then you choose the value. So in this case, we have the 160 and 30%. If you were to try to get a perfect dancing dervish unupgraded version, you'll see that some of them are listed, 7 days ago, 3 chaos, 3 hours ago, 17 chaos, 2 days ago, 18 chaos, 20 chaos, 20 hours ago. So obviously there is going to be a difference in price, especially if you buy them after the fact. The way that you do this best is by putting a live search. Now, this is a very, very common unique that people throw up for, an alchemy. There's 631 or 630 of them available. They're very common, right? Well, the perfect ones are not so common. This is literally 630 online. This is only 33, and it's only and it actually also has offline, right? But if you put a live search on this, anytime someone lists a new one, you'll be able to buy them at these prices that are more going to be similar to this than to, this, which means you're going to be making more money along the way. That being said, don't try to be too greedy. You can also pay these higher prices. You don't have to try to get every single chaos out of this. It's all going to be about volume, quantity over quality when it comes to these, okay? Well, if you were to take one of these better rolls, like even say this 20 chaos one here that was listed 20 hours ago, and we were to upgrade it in the same way with the same prophecy that only costs a chaos, instead of making about 7 to 10 chaos profit or so, we would be making 50, 60 chaos profit, right? Some of them are even listed for exalts, maybe a full exalt profit, who knows? Just because better rolls means that people don't need to, roll them with divine orbs and stuff like that. And even if they were to divine them, look at it. It's a range of 130 to 160, which is 31, and then a range of 25 to 30, which is 6. So the odds of actually hitting a perfect divine on this is like over 180 divines. It's much cheaper to just buy a better roll that's already on there, right? So that's what I illustrated here. Again, I put in another example. In this example, the Hyrule Bite versus Hyrule's Demise, we were making 20 chaos initially when we were doing any rolls. And then for the upgraded rolls, the perfect ones, we were making, instead of about 20 chaos profit, about 40 to 45 chaos profit, which is literally double just due to the fact that we picked up a better roll when we went to upgrade it. So it's very, very important to try to pay attention to whether the rolls stay the same or not from the unfaded to the faded. But it doesn't stop there. Also, the links will also stay. So if I take a 6-link unupgraded version and I upgrade it, I'm actually going to get a 6-link upgraded. The links are going to stay the same. And that is also very powerful. So here's another example. We have a Brisk Wrap. Brisk Wrap is a unfaded regular unique, 6 linked for 40 chaos. There's a few of them, then it goes up to like 50, and there's quite a few of them, honestly. Even at 40 chaos, you could easily pick those up 23 minutes ago, 37 minutes ago. Cool stuff. The Prophecy, Last of the Wildman, is about 4 to 5 chaos, okay? So at that point, we've spent about 40 to 50 chaos, let's just say give or take. Meanwhile, an upgraded version that is already 6-linked is going to be 75, 80, an exalt. Realistically, it's an exalt. These guys are probably just trying to make a real quick profit or just getting rid of them, but realistically, it's about an exalt, right? So again, I also put some example for this. We have the base Brisk Wrap, which is a chaos at most. We have the Last of the Wildman, which was 3 or 4 chaos, and then the faded version, which sells for 20. So we're making about 15 chaos profit. If we're willing to invest a little bit more money, we have a 6-link Brisk Wrap, which sells for 40 chaos, like I just showed you guys, right? And then we have the same 3 to 4 chaos prophecy. Let's just say 5 chaos to make round numbers. So we've invested 45 chaos instead of 5 chaos, but instead of getting 15 chaos profit, we are getting 55 chaos profit. At that point, that's like half an exalt. You buy two of these, and you sell them at 1 exalt each, and you have basically just made over 1 exalt profit for literally no work whatsoever. You just have to buy a couple things and sell a couple things. And that is basically what Faded Uniques is all about when it comes to making currency. So to recap, pretty much any of them are going to be profitable to just buy the unupgraded version, the prophecy, and and then to fade it. That's going to be profit. Cool. But when the rolls stay the same, you really want to pay attention to that and try to buy the unfaded version with the good rolls already on there to try to maximize profit when it comes to selling them, because people will pay for better rolls. I guarantee you that. And finally, if possible and when possible, when some of these are listed as potential 6 links. So for example, I was talking about earlier about the Iron Fortress. That's something that you could buy a 6-link Iron Fortress and fade it into, or sorry, a 6-link Iron Heart and fade it with a Battle Harden into a 6-link Iron Fortress. You could do the same with any of these weapons which have potential for 6 sockets. Now, not all of them are going to be good, but that's on you to check, because if I give you guys a list of all the best ones and only the best ones, within probably a day or maybe even a few hours after a lot of people have seen this video, they're all going to be pretty bad. They're all going to have horrible profit margins because everybody's going to be doing the same ones. Better if I give you guys the tools, I tell you guys how to figure out the best ones, and then you guys go on your own, do the proper research, and then make some pretty penny off of that. But this will not make you mirrors. Remember, this is just a good way to get the ball rolling. If you already have multiple exalts, or if you're even making even just like 2 exalt per hour, this is probably not necessarily going to beat that. This is really, really good for people who are struggling to even get any sort of amount of currency going, because some of these are literally less than 5 chaos investment and they'll give you 20C back, which is 4 times your money, right? Which is pretty damn good for people who are making no money whatsoever. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, before I go, I want to say a huge thank you to my supporters: Johnny, Michael, Cluzies, Rashi, Loro, Gaikona, Stefan, Cruden, Michael, JW Player, Scott, Richard, Justin, Alex, Ollie, Matt, Kevin, Marcus, Matthias, Hayden, Bitizen, Axel, and Acid. Thank you guys all so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.